Flex Client Application Screen. Let's now look at the Flex Client Application Screen, which is divided into two main operations: system monitoring and event handling. At the top is the horizontal navigation bar where the System and Events buttons are located. Below the horizontal navigation bar is the summary bar, which provides an overview of the events or alarms in the system, grouped by category. We have triggered a few alarms in different categories for demonstration and learning purposes, indicated here by the flashing in different colors. When switching from system monitoring to event handling, and vice versa, the summary bar with the event lamps remains unchanged. System monitoring. By default, the System button is selected, indicated by the teal background. Therefore, the system monitoring context is displayed, showing many functional components in a multi-pane window for navigating, monitoring, and controlling all the components and subsystems of your site. In this example, we see the Open System browser, a graphical overview of the site in one pane and a trend recording in an additional pane. The different panes are divided by splitters that can be used to hide or open a pane. Event handling. The other main operation is event handling, which is indicated here by the teal background when selected. As the name suggests, it is about getting an overview of alarms and events so that you can make the most efficient and quickest decisions and process the events. The work area of the event handling contains the event list, which displays all active and unprocessed events, with each one on a separate row. To the right of the event list, we have the event details with additional detailed information, the possibility to treat the event, to navigate to the event source and other features. Event handling is your main starting point for dealing with events. Also, these panes are divided here by splitters that can be used to hide or open a pane. We have provided a separate chapter with detailed information about event treatment in this tutorial and therefore end the overview of this topic. Let's return to system monitoring and take a closer look at the various windows. With active system monitoring, the work area below shows as default the selection pane, which contains the system browser, a browser for navigating and selecting system objects. Next to it we have the primary pane. The default view of this pane is the textual viewer, which is always available. This viewer displays in detail the list of children objects and, where available, also properties of the object that is selected in the system browser, in tabular form. In this example, the three child objects of the selected object: ventilation and air conditioning, and the selected object itself. Additional tabs with additional applications will appear in the primary pane depending on how the project was designed or which objects are selected. These other applications are given a higher priority in relation to the textual viewer, as we can see with the graphical view of the air handling unit. If a graphic page has been created and assigned to a specific object in the system browser, the graphics viewer with the corresponding graphic page is called up and shown in first priority, as shown here with the top-level object logical in the system browser. Or if we navigate in the application view to the backnet schedules of a heating group, the schedule application is displayed in first priority. But still, Flex Client offers us the possibility to navigate between the different applications available for that object, and when selecting the graphics viewer, it is now showing us the graphic page of the corresponding heating groups. For the next theme, we switch to logical view and select the cooling valve in an air handling unit. The right panel here shows object-related information, properties and related items of the selected object. By default, the right panel is collapsed. With this symbol, the right panel can be expanded or collapsed again. The right panel shows on top the properties of the selected object, where, depending on the user rights, properties can be read or commanded. With the switch set to basic, the most important properties are displayed. In the advanced position, additional properties for advanced settings are displayed. Below the properties, the related items of the selected object are displayed, in our case, device, document, graphics, operating procedure, report and trend. If we collapse the right panel again, we can now assign the different icons to the previous view. These are the icons for properties, device, document, graphics, operating procedure, report and trend. We will see much more on the topic of changing set points or commanding values and further operations from the right panel. For the next theme, we select the main object of the air handling unit. The last pane we would like to introduce is the secondary pane. This pane opens when required, normally by a manual action of the operator. For example, if you select an item from the related items list, like trend or reporting. Another example could be that in addition to the plant in the primary pane, an additional plant is to be shown next to it for investigative purposes. In our case, we select the chiller plant and send it with the respective action to the secondary pane. With the expand feature, we have the possibility to enlarge this pane. With the feature collapse, we return to the initial view and finally we can close it. The Flex client supports multiple screen sessions. Several application screens can be started, for instance, to distribute them to different monitors. A second session can be started by double-clicking on the shortcut. As you have already noticed, there is no need to log into the new sessions. The Flex client automatically logs on, with the same user that is already logged on, in the first session. A practical use case could be to have system monitoring activated in one session and event handling in the other application screen and to distribute the two application screens over two monitors. Please note that when the user logs out of one session, the other sessions are also logged out. We are now at the end of this topic. The next video covers the topic horizontal navigation bar, basic procedures.